It's a Minimalist Monday edition of Optimal Finance Daily, episode 1207, How to Save Money by Bartering Services, by Michelle Schroeder-Gardner of MakingSenseOfCents.com. And I'm Dan, I'm your host, and a very happy Monday to you. Hope your week is off to a great start. This is where I read to you from some of the best personal finance blogs on the planet. And if you have any ideas for us for future shows, let us know the topics that you'd like to hear about. Come visit oldpodcast.com. That's oldpodcast.com. Also, please check out our other podcasts if you haven't done that already. Optimal Living Daily covers minimalism, personal development, and productivity. So if you like today's episode here, you're definitely going to like that show too. Just search for Optimal Living Daily wherever you're hearing this show to find it, along with our other podcasts. But for now, let's get right to today's post as we optimize your life. How to Save Money by Bartering Services by Michelle Schroeder-Gardner of MakingSenseOfCents.com. In March, I published the article Wedding Update Up to $20,000, and in it, I mentioned that we were able to save over $6,000 in wedding expenses by bartering, exchanging services, and discounts. Weddings are expensive, and since the very beginning, I knew that I didn't want to spend anywhere near the national average of $26,000 on our wedding. That's just a crazy amount of money, especially since we are paying for it all, and I am rather cheap. Even though we are at around $14,000 in costs that we have paid, it's nice to know that we're going to have a great wedding on a great budget. I forgot to also mention that we are saving around $3,000 to $4,000 in venue fees, since we don't need to pay for our venue as well. Similar venues that we looked at were that price. So, in total, we're saving over $10,000 on our wedding. The main way that I was able to save so much on our wedding is because I tried to barter for services and products as much as I could. There are negatives to bartering, such as paying taxes on the amount received, but for the most part, it's a great thing. There are many benefits to bartering. 1. If someone needs your service but doesn't have the cash to do so, they may be more likely to say yes. 2. Someone may not have even thought about the service that you offer until you initially spoke to them. They may be more likely to try it out as well since they can get it at a discount. 3. Both parties usually feel like they got a good deal. Here are my tips to save money by bartering. Find people who you are interested in bartering with. What I did first was find companies that I was interested in working with. I then sent them an email to their marketing or media department or their direct email if they didn't have a marketing department. You need to have courage and be outgoing in order to barter effectively. Remember that the only bad thing that can happen is that a person will say no. However, they might say yes. When bartering, you are opening yourself to new opportunities that people may not know about. Tell them why they should work with you. You need to know what you can barter with. Do you have some sort of service or product that people want? If so, you need to craft the perfect wording, whether you send an email or speak with the company directly, for why this person will want your service or product. You need to know how to sell your product because that's what you're doing. I offer a wide range of online services, and because of this, I knew that I had many different services that I could offer to potential wedding companies. For some of the companies that I worked with, I offered services such as 1. Social media management. Some asked if I could just start their social media accounts and they would then take it from there. 2. Question and answer session. There were 3 companies who just wanted to sit me down and shoot questions at me. These questions were mainly about how they can start a blog, social media tips, and so on. And 3, product review. Some companies wanted an honest review of their product. This includes either on my website and or on their company's website. Know what you are worth. You should always be reasonable when bartering and keep in mind that time is money. If the value of your product or service is $100, then you probably shouldn't expect to get something from your bartering partner that's worth $1,000. Always be fair because you want your partner to feel that they got a good value out of the exchange as well. You should always be fair with yourself too. Just because actual money is not being exchanged does not mean that you should short yourself. If you are doing 10 hours of work, you probably don't want something that is $20 in exchange for your time. Be realistic and try to think of things in dollar terms if you are unsure. Have a contract. Whatever you do, make sure it is clear what is being bartered. Always try to have a contract if you can, but at least have it in an email where both parties agree to what is being done and exchanged. If you do decide to use email as your contract, try to create an email that summarizes exactly what is being exchanged and have both parties reply to the email in agreement. It's always a good idea to make sure that everyone is on the same page. You just listened to the post titled How to Save Money by Bartering Services by Michelle Schroeder-Gardner of MakingSenseOfSense.com. And that is a wrap for another Monday show. Hope you have a great rest of your day and that your week's off to a good start. And I'll be back with you tomorrow as usual. That's where your optimal life awaits.